Hey guys, Liquid here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Answer Some Questions. As always, push questions below, and I will answer them next week. Let's get started. First off, James Edison asks, "Hey Liquid, do you still drink Pepsi? Back in 2013, I watched your Spider-Man 2 Let's Play when you drank it during the game, and I've been drinking it ever since." That's very interesting. For people that don't know, Pepsi is sort of the name that I gave. It's a mixture of milk and Pepsi, and I used to, in a lot of my Let's Plays or on my channel, I've talked a bit about it, how I used to drink it a lot. I have not drank it in a while, and just in general because I just don't really drink milk too much. I would not be opposed to drinking it again. But like I said, I just haven't really drank milk too much, and also just even when I was drinking it, like it wasn't really like it wasn't like a daily thing. Like it was a fairly rare thing for me to drink it, even back when I was sort of hyping it up a lot. And but that is kind of funny. Like I don't remember talking about it in Spider-Man 2, but I definitely do remember like there were a couple times where I would like pour a glass in a Let's Play. Like I think like one of my Spyro 2 or something, maybe Spyro 3. I think Spyro 3. I think I remember I was on that in the first. I can't remember the level name, but it's in the first world Spyro 3 where you had that water level. I want to say I definitely remember pouring a glass of Pepsi there. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I had it, but it's been a while. But I also, one thing that I got into honestly almost more than milk and Pepsi was milk and Mountain Dew, because the Mountain Dew adds a very, very subtle flavor to it that was, I don't know, really kind of nice. It was like it wasn't really a mixture as much as just, it was like milk with a little different flavor. It was kind of cool. And basically, just to kind of talk about how I actually found out about the idea to drink milk and Pepsi was actually from Giant Bomb. They're like a video game website who do videos about video games. And I think I can't remember one of their podcasts. They used to like review energy drinks a lot, like drink energy drinks. And you know what was it? At some point like they got like some sort of like canned milk, and someone like mentioned something about like how in this old TV show Laverne and Shirley, they used to drink milk and Pepsi. You know, it kind of piqued my interest, and so I tried it out, and it's all right. Like I think the big thing about it is if you want to drink it, you gotta like, the mixture is very key. Like experiment with different mixtures, like more milk than Pepsi, more Pepsi than milk, and see what works for you. But yeah, it's funny because like you know, you're not the first person that's like, you know, come to me saying, "Hey, do you still drink that?" And like it's funny just I guess see like how much like me mentioning that has like how big of an impact that's had. Asrock Seas asks, "Do you not do anime live reactions? If you do, please watch Death Note." I have never done anything like that. Personally, I just don't really find reaction videos all too interesting, especially if it's just like something kind of mundane, like an anime or something. I do sometimes look up whenever there's like a big event, like E3 or something. I might like look up reaction videos to like all the big all the big announcements, because they can be kind of funny. But personally, like just straight up, like videos where, you know, person watching anime or something, like I've never really found too much interest in that. But I do believe that like they are rather popular, and so apparently there is like some sort of audience for it. But it's just not something that I would be too interested in doing. Like maybe, you know, like I said, like I do sometimes think about like recording. Like when E3 comes around, I do sometimes think about like recording at least audio, just like my reaction to it, because like sometimes like back in 2015 when they announced the Final Fantasy 15 or not, when they announced the Final Fantasy 7 remake, like I was audibly like just going, I was like, oh my god, I was really going crazy there, and so that would have been funny to have like an audio of. But I have seen Death Note, and I did enjoy it. But yeah, like I wouldn't put it past. I would not put the idea. Like I would not be how do I word this? I'm not against the idea of like doing certain things with anime, like maybe like Japanese style videos or something. But as for just like flat out just like anime reactions, that's not really something that I'm too interested in. Red Hood 440 asks, have you ever played on the Nintendo Switch? I have not played a Nintendo Switch. I do not own one. I'm not sure if your was a typo, because I do not have a Switch. The last Nintendo console I have is a 3DS, which honestly I really don't really play too much. And by too much I mean I haven't really played it in a very very long time. I am interested in the Switch because like Mario Odyssey and Zelda Breath of the Wild, I've heard very good things about, and just people that do have one seem to enjoy it. But right now, I am not really like I'm not dying to get one. I've got plenty of other games to play, but if the opportunity arose, I would try to get one, but I have not played one, so I cannot really speak to it or anything. Red Robin asks, who is your favorite, Batman or Superman? Probably Batman. Like, Superman, like, just earlier, actually, I was reading about something, and I just kind of thought to myself that Superman... One, I'll just be honest, I don't really know too much about Superman, but all the stuff that I do know it's always been kind of weird to me, like the whole weird Kal-El, how he's from a different planet, stuff, all that weird. I don't know, like I said, it might just because I'm not really informed about it, and I don't really know too much about it, but it's always just seemed kind of weird to me. But Batman, I think Batman's pretty cool. Duck with a Chain asks, if you ever thought of redoing a Let's Play, could you do Sims Bustin' Out? I was actually a very funny coincidence that I was actually talking with somebody just earlier about the Sims 4, and we were talking about all the Sims games, and I was talking about how I played the Sims Bustin' Out on Game Boy Advance. Possibly, like I could do that. I'd also be interested in like looking into or like Herbs Sims, and like because there are like other Game Boy Sims games like in that style that I've been interested in. But yeah, I would be interested like in checking out like Sims Bustin' Out, or maybe like Sims Bustin' Out like because I know that like, there is just like a straight up PS2 version that I'd be interested in. But as for like the Game Boy Advance version that I Let's Played, I probably, this type of thing where I've got a bunch of stuff that, I've already got a bunch of things that, I plan to do and whatnot, and so replays just aren't at the top of my priority list. But I did enjoy doing that Let's Play. I'm pretty sure, I can't really remember what the sort of thing was with that, because I remember I like redid it at some point where like like halfway through I actually kind of started the game over or something, but who knows. But thank you for the like recommendation or something, or whatever. Joshua Robinson asks, will you play the Incredible Hulk? I'm assuming that you mean at first I didn't really know what you meant here, but googling it, I'm pretty sure the thing that comes up is the 2008 film. I'm assuming that you're talking about the film, the game based on the 2008 film, which I have not ever played, nor have I really seen too much on it. But I'll add it to the the back burner of things to do or whatever. Alright, Agent Cell Sam asks quite a heavy question. Now, I've tried to read this question and answer it twice already, but I've had to stop recording just because I haven't really been able to like put together coherent thoughts. So hopefully this time will be better. Does it ever particularly bother you or make you feel stifled playing the Marvel/Spider-Man games? I personally love watching them, but as someone who helps with making Xenoverse content for a channel, you do quickly realize people's demands end up swarming in, and you have to pick them up to an extent. Okay, so this question, I feel, I could probably go on for quite a while talking about this question, but, does playing the games make me feel stifled or bother me? I would say not really. Like just the act of let's playing Marvel games, or like superhero games in general, I don't really think has bothered me too much, because pretty much all the games that I've played that have been Spider-Man or Marvel games, have been games that I've kind of intended to do. The Hulk that I just recently started, is something that, I played that as a youngster, and, probably would have gotten around to it eventually. Because I do have, because I know I have a big fan base of people that are interested in Marvel / like superhero stuff, I probably would, I would say that it does make me want to do things sooner, maybe. Like, if I didn't have such a big, fan base that wants, like, superhero stuff, I might have, like, done... It makes me want to not go too long without doing a superhero game, because I know that there are a lot of people that are going to be, starving or, like, thirsting for a superhero game, if that makes sense. But... if anything, I just want to say, the people that do enjoy my content for the Spider-Man stuff, and even if that's the only thing that they watch, or that's the only thing that they're interested in, if anything, like, I am happy that I have created something that has made people, happy, or something that has been enjoyed by a large amount of people. Just recently, actually, I made like this post on Reddit, basically, on like this random on this subreddit for like Sam Raimi, like memes based on the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, and seriously, I made that thread. I made like a post on that. And seriously, within like minutes, someone basically commented, saying, "Hey, are you the guy that did those Spider-Man Let's Plays?" And then I was like, "Yes, I am." And then another person came in and was like, "Oh man, I used to watch those all the time when I was a kid." And that's one thing that like, I sort of back in, like, I used to kind of just brush that type of thing off. Like, because, when I started making videos, I was still fairly young myself, and the idea of, like, somebody that was, like, really, really young using the internet and whatnot was kind of just, like, I didn't really believe them. But, like, the idea that, apparently, like, a lot of people have come to me and basically said, I used to watch your Spider-Man videos when I was, 8 years old or something like that, which I do find that a bit weird, but if anything, the fact that I was able to make an impression or, be a part of someone's life and impact them or make them happy or something like that at all does give me a fulfilling feeling, like, and I'm glad to have been able to do that. But I would say, if I feel annoyed or bothered, or like, no, I feel like annoyed and bothered are two negative words to use here, but I would do feel somewhat like, I do wish that the people that do watch my, Spider-Man or Marvel stuff, I do wish that they would check out some of the other stuff on my channel as well, because, the Spider-Man stuff takes up a very little amount of the things that I'm actually interested in, and I think that sometimes people might assume that or like overestimate just how, I guess, interested in the Spider-Man / Marvel stuff and stuff that I am, because sometimes I've like spoken with subscribers, and I remember speaking to a subscriber, and he started asking me about like my favorite comic books or whatever, and I was telling him I don't really read too much. I don't really read comic books, and he didn't really seem to believe me, and so he kept asking me about comic books, and I was like, I don't really, read comic books, and I don't know, he just seemed very flabbergasted, like you make these videos and you don't because he was sort of like making this assumption based on the fact that my Spider-Man videos are popular and whatnot. And I sort of like maybe it might compare it to I was actually recently, this might be a bit of an exaggeration, but I was watching like an interview or something with I think Ray Bolger, who played the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz, and he was talking about how he was happy that because he played in The Wizard of Oz, he had basically become immortal, and like he would, something that he had done would forever basically just be loved by generations forward. And but the thing is, Ray Bolger, the fellow that played the Scarecrow, he was in a lot of it's not like Wizard of Oz was just like the one thing that he did. He did a gajillion stuff, but Wizard of Oz will probably just be that one thing that 500 years from now people will still look back at a Wizard of Oz as being this timeless thing, and the other things that he's been in might just be little footnotes, on an encyclopedia page. And so, I'm not comparing my level of popularity or whatever to the Scarecrow and Wizard of Oz, but having something like Spider-Man that is like my main sort of line of that has been like the main thing that has been known by many people, does make me happy. But at the same time, Spider-Man is not the only thing that I'm interested in, and I do wish that more people would be willing to check out the non-Spider-Man stuff, if that makes sense. But hopefully that answered the question. As for requests and whatnot, it does sometimes get annoying, there's being constantly requested the same thing, especially if it's depending on how it's requested. There's if it's if it's just do this game, it just kind of is a bit annoying. That can be annoying. But if someone says, hey man, I've really enjoyed your videos and I was wondering if you could do this, it can be overwhelming, because I've got plans of my own that I want to do, but still, the fact that somebody still cares about me that much that they would actually ask to see something new, still does make me happy, I guess. But hopefully that answered the question and made sense and whatnot. And last but not least, Magma Ascending asks, do you watch South Park, and would you be interested in playing the South Park games? I have seen it on a couple times, every now and then I back in the day or something. When I say back in the day, I mean maybe 2010 or something. I remember seeing clips and whatnot of various episodes, but I've never sat through an episode or anything like that. But it does seem like something because it's so long or whatever. It might take a while to the longer it is, the more sort of intimidating it is. But it does seem like there's something that I might be into, all the weird modern, contemporary pop culture references of what's going on and whatnot. I do think it's interesting, but I've never watched it. As for the South Park games, now the first thing that I actually thought of was I want to say I might have actually played there was a South Park game for I think maybe the PlayStation or N64 or something like that, and I want to say I might have actually played that, but I can't really remember too much about it. But I think these days the South Park games that are most popular are there's what was it, the Stick of Truth, I believe that came out a few years ago, and which is like a role playing game basically, I think, and I heard great things about it. And I think it has I'm not sure if it's I'm not sure if it's an expansion or a sequel or something, but it's then there's the Silent but Whole, and I don't believe I've actually I can't really remember what the reviews and whatnot of that were, but as for the Stick of Truth, I remember hearing a lot of positive things about it, so I might check it out at some point, even though I have not really seen the show too much. But that is the last question, folks. Hopefully everyone enjoyed. Hopefully I answered your questions well and got the point across. As always, post questions below, and I shall answer them next week. Till next time, Liquid out.